You see Bill Belichick and his young woman, you're like, if she's into it, great. Yeah, have fun. She's getting to travel around. She's getting to get her name out there, have fun. Bill's having a great time. He's getting his what he needs out of it. It's not a bad thing. It's just some people, that's where they are in their life, and that's what makes them happy. And it is just, again, people passing judgment on those.
Welcome back to the Harley Malarkey podcast, Old Dog New Tricks. A couple things I wanted to address. We post our age gap relationships episode, which did get a lot of traction. And we got some comments on our reel that was like,
oh, this is fun. Yeah.
What possibly could I see in this older man? And there were a couple comments that said, I didn't even know you were that much older. You guys look, you guys look the exact same age.
That's so good.
I was like, did they realize how rude that is to me?
But see, that's where I got flattered and you got offended.
They were definitely women trying to flatter you. But I was like, you've got to be kidding me. The same age?
Botox is a fucking miracle drug.
I guess so. So yeah, thank you. Thank you to the two people who left comments like that. The other comments that were left, which was...
I think you're beautiful and look forever young.
Thank you.
I think you look like 27.
Thanks. Actually, I've gotten that comment on the internet before, too. Somebody said I looked like 12 or maybe 30. And they were trying to be mean and insult me.
Thank God you don't look 12. That really causes some problems.
But I took it as a compliment. The other thing that people said, and there's just two people that said this, which is like I expected these comments, but it's like, oh, what could I possibly see in them? And then everybody's like, money, duh, money, duh.
My ex-wife's mother is so rude.
And I'm just like, so boring. Like, you can't think of something better to say than that. And
but on that, this is why we're going to talk about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
I was saying that sometimes you say, sometimes the old man is all in on the money. He's like, yeah, I will give you money to hang out with me, you know?
Well, I think what I want to talk about is I think that the gold digger trope, I don't know what that word is, but...
I can spell it.
Troupe.
Yeah, I can't spell many words, so I can spell that one. I was so excited.
Sorry, I didn't mean to steal your thunder from you. It's sexist because it's like people automatically assume that the woman is getting more out of this relationship than this man. In the typical gold digger relationship where it's an older, wealthy man and a younger, good-looking woman. It's like always the classical thing is like, oh, she's a gold digger. Like she's stealing from this man. And it's like, okay, unless this man is like in a hospital bed or doesn't have his faculties with him, he's paying for sex. So, with a good looking woman.
Yeah.
And why is
the oldest profession in the world.
Yeah. Essentially, if it is a true like transactional relationship where she's getting money from him, well, he's getting sex and a piece of arm candy on him. And so I don't necessarily, I just get bothered that people still like are, I don't know, very one-sided against calling women out because it's hard to be a woman out there.
Oh, there's gold digger boys too, men.
Oh yeah. Now, especially now it's become more of a thing to date older women. There's definitely a lot of gold digger men.
Yeah, but I thought we were going to try to remove the gold digger because it's are we removing the term or do we like the term?
I think it's fine. I don't like or dislike the term. I dislike that people always go after the woman. I think in so many situations, like when, you got divorced. It had nothing to do with me. We met not that long after, 5 months after you left your ex-wife. But like people have come after me and saying that like I had something to do with it or that I'm causing negative things in that scenario. That's actually not a good one.
Again, it's probably, but the percentage of people that actually do that are tiny and they have some personal involvement in my life.
Yeah.
Right? And they're on the side of the ex. So they're not doing that because if you actually know me or you can see me and go, gosh, since they've been together, he's changed his life. He's quit drinking. He's become a better man. He's in better shape. He's more focused. They seem to be laughing. They do fun stuff together. They have a podcast together. They love to travel together. Every time I see them, they're just laughing and having fun. Those people would be like, what a beautiful relationship.
Yeah.
Regardless of any financial situations going on. But people who are like aligned with an ex or somebody like that, no matter if you were the same age as me, they would still find reasons to hate you. They would still have daggers to throw, right? If you were, they're gonna throw a dagger at you no matter what. So for the most part, nobody is saying that.
I'm not even talking about myself that much. Like, I really don't get that much hate, and even your ex, I think, dislikes you more than she dislikes me at most times. So
as she should.
So no, I don't mean it in that particular sense, but I just think in general, society always comes after women, and it's shifting a little bit. But is it? I don't know. I think it might be getting worse, and that's what I don't like. I don't like that people come after women. If you call a woman a gold digger, well, what do you call somebody that pays for sex?
A happy hooker?
A whore fucker?
A whore fucker. A hooker, yeah. Because
doesn't do any better.
But the difference is short term versus long term.
Yeah.
Because I think the term gold digger refers to somebody trying to hook up with somebody who's older in their life. Okay, this isn't the Kanye song version of it, but like
I looked up the definition.
A gold digger, like Anna Nicole Smith back in the olden days.
Oh yeah, with the guy that was
like he's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
He's 80. He's not getting much done. You know, that to me would be a negative. Now he doesn't care. He's a billionaire.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'll gold digger. I'll give her $10 million right now to and do what I can. You know, she makes me happy. I'm gonna have fun on the way out, and my kids suck. You know, like I don't want to leave them an inheritance, so I'm gonna have as much fun as possible. So again,
did he say that?
I could just imagine.
Oh, okay,
His kids look like punks.
Okay.
But again, that isn't a bad thing, right? He's having the time of his life. Two consenting adults. So who is a real gold digger? Like a gold digger is somebody who hooks up with a man who's loaded and then pushes him and kills him. That's a fucking gold digger and a grave digger.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, no,
that should be the only person who should be frowned upon. If you both have your minds, for the most part, you know, old people start losing their minds. The real only gold digger is the grave digger.
I think so. I think also there are people who are master manipulators and who might really not care about somebody, but they've been able to spin a real web of lies of like, oh, honey, I love you so much. And
like the dorky tech guy who's worth a fortune, who she's like, oh my God, you're the best, I love you, and then treats him like shit and takes all his money. Yeah,
something like that. Or like is full on acting the whole time in the relationship, acting like that they really love somebody and it's purely for a money transaction. Like, I think that's what it is. But I think people get different things out of their relationships and partners.
It's like a reverse fuckboy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're for money. Fuckboys are just there for
sex. Because I had this conversation this morning. My son and I went for a jog on the beach, and on the way back, I said, what are you going to dress up for Halloween? And he said, a frat boy. I said, a frat boy or a fuck boy? And he said, I was like, they're going to be fuck boys. I was like, so what's your lingo? And we started laughing and talking, going, oh my God, I've never felt this way before. You are the most beautiful girl I've ever met in my life. Gosh, we really have a connection. Oh my God, you know, I can't wait to spend more time with you. These are the lines that fuck boys would use to flatter that girl so that he can get her naked, probably on the first date, second date, very soon. Like they're very... they're not available for second dates. Like they're going all in.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, wow, really? No way. Me too. We were going over lines to be a fuck boy. That would be the gold digger doing the same thing to an old man.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah. I like gold digger, grave digger.
Yeah, I do too. I think that's good. I don't know if I have much more to say on the topic.
Yeah, because you know what it is? It's people who have been hurt or shunned or like hurt on one side or the other that is attacking somebody using the term gold digger. For the most part, you see Bill Belichick and his young woman, you're like, fuck. If she's into it, great. Yeah, have fun. She's getting to travel around. She's getting to get her name out there, have fun. Bill's having a great time. He's getting his what he needs out of it. That it's not a bad thing. It's just some people, that's where they are in their life, and that's what makes them happy. And it is just, again, people passing judgment on those. You and I even have, since I have the financial stability,
I had financial stability when we met also.
Financial stability. You did great. You're making great money. But you're, as you just listened to us earlier today, you're having to deal with somebody who's mentally not stable. And so that can be very costly.
Yes, it is.
Enormous loss of personal wealth for paper wealth. So you're in it not for the money and the mellow disposition of the man, but because you do love him.
I am. And I don't necessarily...
No, sell me on that, because you didn't just sell me on that.
No.
Yeah.
I'm going to speak about something, which is that I don't necessarily feel the need to defend myself, but in case you haven't listened to past episodes where I've talked about this, is that I made plenty of money. I just quit my corporate job of 10 years in April, and now I work for Brian. But before Brian, I had never dated somebody with like real wealth in any way. Like I was dating guys my age and we were both building together, and I always made more money than anybody I dated. And I certainly, when I was single, I wasn't looking to date somebody who had a lot of money. I like wrote out my list of what I needed, and my list of what I needed was I wanted somebody who was as financially successful as I am or more. I didn't want somebody that made less than me, because I realized that was a dynamic that kind of created some weirdness that I didn't like. And would I be dating Brian if he had no money? Probably not, because I have money. I was making money. And if he had 3 kids and could barely make ends meet, like that's not us being on the same level of like having our shit together. But does Brian need to make millions of dollars, or does a man need to make millions of dollars for me to be attracted to them? No, because I know how to make my own money. But I do think there are dynamics where women don't always come with their own money. And now that I've transitioned a little bit from being a career woman to somebody who is a career woman and supports you and supports our household, I will say it's much easier to just be a career woman and to worry about yourself and worry about what's going on in your life than it is to worry about a man and worry about a whole family and worry about all those things. Like it is a lot on people. So I just think that, I don't know, I always feel that women are judged so harshly no matter what they do. And I think I just want people to have more understanding of a variety of situations.
Makes me think of something.
Okay.
This is how the podcast works.
And of course, I love you very much, but I don't think I need to flatter you right now in our episode.
No.
I wouldn't be with you if I didn't love you very much.
No. That makes me think of something that I will now share, and that's how podcasts work.
Okay.
I'm just figuring this out. But so Charlie Kirk is a very controversial person.
Yeah.
Be whatever side you are on with him and stuff like that. I saw this one interview with him that I really appreciated. I think the right is broken. I think the left is broken. I'm the middleman here going, can we try to find some common ground, people? Bring us together. Charlie Kirk said some very great things and obviously some very stupid things based on what side you're on and what's going on there. But he said this one thing that really, really made a lot of sense to me. At a college campus, he's talking to this young girl, and he's talking about, getting an education and doing these things in life. And he's a Christian fundamentalist, and he says he wants the women to stay home and raise the children. But he did say, I want you to go out there and prove to yourself that you can work. Go get a job. Get the education you need. Prove to yourself you're capable of taking care of yourself, because it completes you. It helps you. And then when you find a man that you feel, wow, he's going to take care of me, I'm going to stay and raise these children instead of having babysitters, nannies, and not foster care, but school systems raise these children. I'm going to raise these children. That is the greatest thing together, because you're giving that youth stability and that stability. But I thought to myself, that is such a brilliant thing. So many young women just want to get married immediately.
I think that was more your generation, because I don't have any friends I only have like 1 or 2 friends that have not had real careers.
Yep. So in my generation, that was very common practice.
Yeah.
Was like, I'm going to get married so that my husband can take care of me. But then the problem is exactly what I ran into.
Yeah.
As the kids become teenagers, mom's all of a sudden like not needed anymore because mom isn't there. I don't need mom to tie my shoes and get my bags packed and pack my little lunch and stuff like that. So all of a sudden there's a big identity crisis on mom. Like, what have I done with my life? What am I going to do now? And if they haven't had significant hobbies or charitable interests or, something that they are impassioned about, there's all of a sudden a ton of moms that are all of a sudden going, oh, fuck, my husband's got a great job. My kids have friends. They're moving on without me. What the fuck do I do?
Yeah.
And so that's why it's so very important to have your own personal identity so much and not be that gold digger that just follows somebody around and finds their whole identity and who they are through someone else. That, I guarantee, will lead to lots of problems.
Yeah, no, it's a recipe for disaster to not have your own identity or to fully give yourself over to somebody else. And I think some men act like they want that, but once you do that, your relationship will suffer. So
massively. And then people are like, oh, we're going to be married forever. Everything's going to be great. Shit happens. Shit happens every single day, right? And all of a sudden you find yourself at, 40, 45, 50 years old, and you have no skill level or you have no career that you can go get into or something. Ideally something that makes you happy. So even as you have children and stuff like that, if you do decide to be, which I think is phenomenal, that person, the mom that's there a lot and really takes care of them, that's great. But always be thinking like, what else can I do? What's fun for me? Can I go help? Can I go support? Can I go do things?
I think it's good for your kids to see you having a life outside of them and to see you having an identity and things that you're passionate about. Like I would have loved to see that in my mom. It was hard for me to see my mom.
Oh, your mom was exactly the same thing.
Have direction and kind of not have anything outside of us. And then once we didn't need her as much, like she started partying a lot. And, if you've heard more of these podcasts, that didn't end very well. But I just want to follow back to the Charlie Kirk thing you said, which I do think that if you are able to find a man who wants to be more of the provider while you take more of the time raising the children, I think that that's great if that's what you want. But not all women are like that. Like I do have friends that now that they've had babies who are such career focused women and they're just like, my priorities have totally shifted. And like, I do not want to go back to work. Like all I want to do is like be there for my baby. Like
before they had the baby, they said, oh, as soon as I have the baby, I'm going to jump back into the workforce and I'm going to do it. Now they've had the baby. They're like going, I don't know.
I really don't want to do that. And some of them don't have the opportunity to do that and stay home. And like that is a fact of life that's very common situation.
Probably most people don't have. And that's why Charlie Kirk was bitching. He said, our government's broken because you can't survive
on one income.
One income. That's what the whole thing was about. He's going, the ideal, he said, when in the old generations, you could live on one person's income.
Yeah.
You cannot live on another person's income. So that was him essentially attacking the government, saying, we're broken in the fact that we can't raise our families and our children with good support systems.
Yes. And just on the flip side of that, I also have friends who have had kids and they're like, I wanted to go back to work. It was like nice to be home for maternity leave. And then
let me tell you from the man's point of view, that's exactly right. Oh my God, you're good. The baby's good. Oh, thank God. I've got to go back to work.
And there are women that are like that too, where it's just like all day with my baby and not talking to adults is too much for me. And I want my kid to go to daycare, or I want to be able to have a nanny, and I want to continue my career. And that's okay too. Like I think
100%. It's all okay. Yeah. But I think we're just talking about this. Have the skill level, right? The skill level. And the people that get labeled as gold diggers are the ones that don't come with a job.
Yeah, they don't have any skills.
They don't have a job. They got big titties. They come in. They're like, look at me. And they're just going to be little Playboy bunnies, right? The ones that don't have a job and they're just relying entirely on their good looks to get them dinner bought, cars bought, apartments bought. That, I guess, would probably be the classification of a gold digger.
Yeah, but I think you have to think of these women who maybe never learned any other skills, and that's what they learned is you have to find a man to take care of you. Like, not in a negative way, but like that's just what their generation did, and so they've learned to kind of jump from man to man. And if you grew up not having skills and you grew up being told like you're just supposed to find a husband and raise kids, and it didn't work out in that normal way for you, you really do end up disadvantaged and kind of at this point where you're a little feel desperate to find a man. And that's a shitty situation to be in, and not necessarily always like a nefarious one.
Don't use those big words.
Like, these women don't always have bad intentions, but they don't know any other way than to find somebody to take care of them, which is not a position I would want to be in, but I understand, coming from a different generation, how you would end up in that position.
Yes. Great things. I'm going to talk about something that we can probably cut out.
Okay.
But it's just so real, and if we're trying to be real on this podcast, like we've really been real lately. My mom is an example of a very...
she listens to every episode.
I know, so maybe. She, in the generation my mom was born, a boomer, right? She, in her mind, and her thing was, you only date rich people.
I don't even know if that was it, but she came from a very poor family, is my understanding. And her, I think...
Not food stamps poor. But her father had committed suicide.
Yeah.
Raised by a single mother who worked very, very hard.
And I think her mom used to always say, like, it sucks to be poor. You have to find somebody who's rich. Her mom had this statement she would say over and over again that kind of drilled into your mom's head, like, if I have money, I will be okay. And it was like from her childhood that was drilled into her, like, you have to have money to be okay.
Yeah.
And the only way that women of that generation, like your mom's about to be 80, really knew how to have money was to find a man with money. And that was your job, to make yourself presentable and desirable to attract a man to provide you the money that you needed. I mean, when your mom was born in 1946, women couldn't have credit cards without a man signing onto their credit card. I don't think women were even allowed to have credit cards until 1972. And I think around that time is when women could take out mortgages for a house on their own.
1972, I was born. My mom divorced my father and was on a big ranch with two young boys.
Well, that would have been about the time she could have a credit card on her own, basically, which is just crazy. And so you have to, like, think of, like, what women have come from. And, of course, women aren't as far in the career world as men because of society, because women do birth and raise the children. Like, there are various reasons. So I just,
Yeah.
Context.
But
sorry, go ahead.
My mom divorced my father, who was well-to-do, dated a variety there was different men. There was a cowboy that was dirt fucking poor, and I'm pretty sure she was probably the happiest of her fucking life.
It was probably the only time she was really in love.
John motherfucking McFarlane, you know, we all love John. Motherfucker drank wine out of a jug and shit like that. Rode horses, and I mean, he was a fucking cowboy. But eventually John left, and then it was kind of back to that hunt of trying to find a well-to-do man. And she married very, very well again.
Yeah.
And I think, now we see her in a place where she actually is in love with a man after that last marriage.
Yeah.
And they travel together, and they live like they're 60 years old, and they've
picked up each other's hobbies. She e-bikes. He
rides cutting horses. Yeah. So it's so nice, but it is that was definitely that generation, and what she had heard was from her mom was, go get yourself a rich man.
Yeah.
I also had a friend that once told me, he goes, my father, this is somebody my age, said, my father always told me, date a rich woman. He goes, they all got fucking problems. So you might as well, you're never going to find that exactly what you're looking for. So, I don't know. There is no wrong or right answer. Just whatever makes you tick.
Yeah, I think really the answer is just like, don't be so quick to judge other people that are in situations you are not in. Don't be so quick to blame your girlfriend when you get angry. And
that's right. That happened in this podcast.
Let's just all share more love with one another, because the world needs it right now.
Peace.